Hey YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Greenleaf. Greenleaf's back on. One of my favorite shows, season 2. They're picking up with episode 9. We left off with 8 last couple months ago. All right. First of all, I have a bone to pick with you, Oprah Winfrey, OWN network. Last night, I saw people reviewing this show, YouTubers reviewing this show. Last night, right? So I missed the show. I found out that it was even on. Somebody told me late. I thought it was a Wednesday show. Anyway, usually the next day in the morning, I'll just go and catch it then. But this show was not on demand until the middle of the afternoon. I waited and checked it every hour so that you guys are not already burnt out on this episode before I get to it. Anyway, so we need to sync that. There's no reason that... I know there's a different time difference, but here on the West Coast, we're not, usually the next day you can get anything on demand, right? We didn't get it until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as opposed to being on at 1 o'clock that morning. All right? Okay, that's enough of bitching. Okay, so this thing opens up. Grace is just the murdered Matt. I know some people thought, oh, last semester, oh, that was just last season. The middle of the season, they thought that Matt was maybe not dead, and maybe this was just a cliffhanger. No, they were not going to stretch that story out anymore. And in fact, it had been stretched out long enough. And they're not going to keep no child molester alive. They always die, go to prison forever. So they can only bleach that story so much more. So they did the right thing. She killed him, got him in the jugular. He bled out. Okay, so the thing opens up with a cop, a skeptical cop. I guess that's his job, to be skeptical. He's interviewing Gigi right outside of the crime scene. She's like sitting in a, I guess, a medical van. They're looking her over, and he's interviewing her. He seems kind of skeptical. You know, well, you don't have to be that initially. You can just be asking the question, see what happened. Anyway. So she's all tore up. Her face is all, she's been like, she got bruises all over her face, bruises all over her mouth, eyes, all over her body. Soon after that, they take her into the police station and make her strip. They don't let her show her titties and things, but they just made her show all the bruises. They photographed everything, and the cop was particularly interested in photographing her hands, where she held the knife. Okay? Next scene is Kevin and Erin are in bed together. Now, what they led us to believe was Kevin was a virgin. He was a homosexual, but he had not done anything. I would say he was bisexual because he did seem to love his wife. And he was able to get her pregnant, so something was going on, you know. Anyway, but Kevin and this guy have gone through with it. So they wake up side by side. He's watching the baby while Charity is in... I think she's in Memphis working with this singing group that she's writing music for. And this guy who likes, I forgot his name, Jabari, I think his name is. I got to get reacquainted with these names. I think his name is Jabari. Anyway, him and her are working with this group of young girls. All right. Lady May. Okay, then we see Gigi after she's coming out of this place where they photographed her. I don't know about the police station or is she in the hospital, because she come out from the back. So is that police station she's come out of the back of? It must be the police station because they just photographed her. And I don't know, it could be a hospital, one of the two. Anyway, so the bishop and Lady May are in the lobby. Of course they hug her and tell her they love her and all that. We all kind of waiting, including Grace is waiting to see how Lady May is going to react to her, because we have to remember that Mac is her brother. And Lady May hugs her daughter. She cries, tells her she loves her. I think it's the first time she's ever said, I love you, at least on this show. And she doesn't blame her for what happened, is what she says. Kevin has to call and tell Charity. I guess Charity doesn't know what's going on. Oh my God, I ain't got my microphone. Is it better? I hope you guys heard me. Anyway, so Kevin, what are we talking about? Oh yeah. Okay, so Kevin calls his wife, ex-wife, Charity, in Memphis to tell her about what's happened. Charity has no idea what's going on with Matt. All this is taking place in one day. So far, we're up to one day. So this is the following day. She calls to tell her because Charity would be extra upset if these people did not let her in. She always feels like she's left out of the loop, that they don't respect her. So he makes it a point to call her and tell her that Gigi has killed Uncle Matt. She a lot of tears in this one. She tears up and says she'll leave right away. So they show Kevin when in their encounter, he is actually crying on the phone. This boy is so tore up. He is really, I guess people really do go through all that, particularly people with all this, they're in these religious upbringing. Because, well, I'm going to get back to that. We have to talk about Kevin some more in a minute here. But he's still torn up about the divorce. That's why he's crying. She has moved on. She actually likes this guy, Jabari. Okay, so he hangs up. The reporter, we still don't know what his motivations are. But I think it's pretty dumb of Grace to be hanging out with this dude. She knows he's a reporter who has written bad articles about her family. She knows this, and yet he is I think he's playing her. There's going to be something revealed there, because did he stop being a reporter and reporting on the Greenleafs and religious organizations when they got together? There's no mention of it. But so now he knows about this murder. He knows about this death. They're not calling it a murder, but he knows about Uncle Matt's death, which means he would know quite a bit about the family business. And the bishop had already warned her about that man, and he didn't want him in his house, in fact. But they're still seeing each other. I think last season, seasons before, first part of the season, they had broken up. Jacob. All right. Jacob. Poor Jacob. His father has a hard time with Jacob for some reason. I mean, it's almost like they're not father and son. He outwardly loves his daughter, but he has a lot of problems with Jacob. Now he feels Jacob has been disloyal. Okay, so Jacob goes in to see his dad. Remember, he's taken all the money that they could scratch together and bought out Basie Skanks. So he owns the property now, where Basie Skanks was planning on building this church across the street. I don't know what happened to Basie. He didn't make an appearance in this episode. But he goes to his dad. He said, okay, here, I got a plan. I own the property now that you want it so badly. I want to come back to Calvary and be your associate pastor. Which, I mean, ordinary, he's been working for the ministry. When he started off, he had a position in the ministry. But associate would be like, co-pastor. So he tell him, I'll be your co-pastor and we'll build something for this church on that property. And Bishop tells him, oh no. Remember when you came in my office with that dog trying to browbeat me or whatever it was? I forget the scenes. I got to go over maybe a scene or two from that last season. Get caught up on the story. But he tells him he's not interested in him being his co-pastor under any conditions. Right? So Jacob has to walk away with his head between his legs. Now he's got this property. He don't have no money to build nothing on it. He doesn't have his father's support. And they need money to live. He don't even have a job. All right, he takes it tells his wife, listen, remember that, wait a minute. No, the wife brings it up. The idea. She said, remember that TV reporter? Call him. The TV reporter was a swinger. And he wanted to bang Jacob's wife. And she's all for it. She said, call him up. Christians now. Okay. So, in other words, he said, go ahead and fuck her. Stop it. Okay. So the man wanted to have sex with her, and I guess Jacob was supposed to have sex with his wife. They're like swingers. And they told them, of course, not, we don't do anything like that. We're decent people. Now, she has changed her tune. Even, I don't know how he's going to deal with that. This man over there banging his wife. I don't know. But he said, call him up, and he agrees to call him. If he can get a TV show going, they'll have an income. So we'll see. I have a feeling that there is going to be a television show for a subplot here. All right. Elisa asked Jacob. Alicia. Is her name Alicia? I don't remember her name is. Anyway, Jacob's wife. Okay. Okay, let's go back to Kevin. Kevin confronts, Kevin breaks into this, or appears suddenly in this group, this therapy group, where this man has telling these conversion, I just hate the whole concept, these conversion groups, where his man is having these people drink this poison, and every time they think about having sex, they got to drink the poison, and then make them sick. So, stupid, crazy-ass idea. He tried it. He was doing it diligently. He kept drinking the poison, and he still ended up on being intimate with someone. And he goes in there and goes off on the whole group. No, he goes off on the therapist, the guy running the group. Now, I don't know if he is like a peer facilitator, or if it's actually this guy's actually the therapist who has this dumbass idea. Anyway, he goes off on him in front of the group, saying that this thing does not work. You people need to love yourself, learn about yourself, and accept yourself. Right? So he's finally come around. Unfortunately, and you go forward a little bit, Charity, it comes into the Charity. He's supposed to be watching the baby, right? So when Charity, she's up at the church first, to see her family, make sure Grace is okay. Then she comes to the house where she lives, She wants to see the baby. She asks, okay, the baby's there, but Kevin's not there. Where is Kevin? She asked the maid, or the nanny. I think she's the maid, really. Yeah, she's doing double duty. She asked the lady, where's Kevin? He said, oh, he'll be back. He asked me to watch it. So when she goes in to see the baby, there's a note on the crib. Now I'm thinking, this is where I got pissed off. I'm thinking, I hope this is not some suicide note. I am so over. Well, they don't do it as much as they used to. But back in the day, every time they had a homosexual character in anything, they always ended up on suicide, being gay bashed, or being dead. Everybody had to be so miserable they wanted to kill themselves because they were gay. I mean, of course, we know there are millions of gay people, but that's the way a lot of these dramas end up. So, I mean, even if it doesn't happen, I just hope he's not even threatening that, because he should be past that by now. Anyway, she reads this note and she has a guttural reaction to it. Kevin, I can only assume what that means. All right. Was that it? No, I don't remember how the damn thing ended. Leave Charity and a note. Okay. Next thing we got, Lady May is strolling down memory lane about her brother, dead brother Mac. She is remembering, even though she doesn't blame Grace for what happened, she doesn't blame anybody, she's still is strolling down memory lane, and she's trying to get the bishop to understand her grief, because she's having fond memories of their upbringing, and trying to explain to him the possibilities of some of the things that can happen. Okay, Bishop is not getting it. I don't see nothing. I don't understand what you're grieving about. And then Lady Mage told him a couple of those stories about when they were growing up. And she said that she believes that Mac got in the condition he was in by watching her father. So, what we take from that, she was being molested by her father. That's why she hated him so much. And they kind of leave that hanging. He hugs her. She doesn't say it straight out. She makes it plain that her father was molesting her, and Mac was seeing that. That's how he became a child molester. Then the last thing we see is the charges. Erin tells Grace that there are no charges to be filed. So they're not going to stretch that out. These writers could stretch that out and turn it into a whole season, but they choose not to. I'd rather they move on to something else anyway. So Grace is not being charged with murder. Self-defense. Case dismissed. Okay. All right. That was Greenleaf season 2, episode 9. Now I've got to make sure I watch it every time it comes on, because in fact, I'm going to go right now and find out when the second part of this. This is part 1 of 2 of this premiere. I got to watch it live. I can't depend on demand, or my reviews come real late. So we'll see. Anyway, so it may be on tonight, or maybe they'll stretch it out to next week. I don't know. Later.